They thought humanity was extinct. One man survived in the cold dark, forgotten by the galaxy. But he is not alone. Machines still loyal, ancient codes still alive, hidden plans ready to awaken. As the empires squabble, a silent fleet is rising, system by system, reclaiming what was stolen. The last human is not the end. He is the beginning of humanity's return. They thought humanity was gone. The archives of the galaxy recorded it as a certainty, a footnote of a once ambitious species that reached for the stars and found themselves outmatched, outgunned, and outnumbered. A species that burned brightly for a brief moment before fading beneath the cold weight of empires older and stronger. Worlds fell. Fleets crumbled. Voices were silenced. The last embers of Earth were scattered among the void, and the galaxy moved on, convinced that humanity was a failed experiment in ambition. Yet in the cold darkness of an abandoned sector where dead stars gave no warmth, there was one who remained. He moved among the wreckage of a forgotten battlefield, where rusting hulls drifted slowly around the broken bones of a world cracked open by orbital bombardments. He lived within the shattered remains of a dreadnought that once carried the hopes of a fleet, its engines long cold, its corridors littered with memories of those who fought and fell in silence. He was the last human. The systems he maintained were older than he could remember, kept alive by scavenged parts and the remnants of nanoforges that sputtered with each cycle. Every day was measured in tasks: checking the air recyclers, patching the hull breaches from micrometeorite impacts, ensuring the solar collectors remained aligned even as the dead star offered little in return. He learned to measure time not in days, but in the hum of power cycles and the slow decay of systems he worked tirelessly to maintain. The silence became a companion, the cold became an embrace, and the emptiness of the void became the stage upon which he lived. Yet he was not truly alone. Around him, the machines of the past remained, their cold minds waiting, their systems dormant until called upon. Drones meant for repair floated like silent sentinels through the wreckage fields, waking briefly to carry out tasks before returning to their slumber. Automated turrets remained active, scanning the dark for threats that no longer came, their targeting systems sweeping the emptiness with patient resolve. Data cores flickered, retaining the whispers of voices long gone, the memories of those who once stood beside him. In rare moments, he accessed them, watching the recorded patterns of faces and movements, listening to the last words of comrades, stored in the fragmented memories of failing systems. These machines were his companions, the last remnants of humanity's defiance, still faithful to their final commands, still protecting the last ember of their species. They did not speak, but they acted. They followed his movements, adjusted systems to aid his work, and maintained the vigil that had become their purpose. Together, they formed the last colony of humanity, not bound by land or atmosphere, but by the discipline of survival and the refusal to surrender. In the vast emptiness, he trained himself to endure. He taught himself the patterns of the stars, charting the movements of rogue asteroids, studying the cold physics of gravitational slingshots, measuring the pulses of distant quasars like the beat of a silent drum. He calculated orbits for derelict ships, bringing them closer to his station, stripping them for metals, wiring, and scraps of technology to maintain the systems that kept him alive. He was patient, moving with the slow certainty of inevitability. Every circuit repaired, every battery replaced, every patch to the hull was a declaration that humanity would not be erased, not while he remained. He found strength in solitude, but he was not without purpose. For beyond the cold and silence, there was a promise made by those who fell before him, that humanity would endure, that the stars would not forget the flame that once burned brightly, that the last human would not be the end. He held that promise close, even as centuries passed around him, as the galaxy moved on, forgetting the species it once destroyed. They did not know what they had left behind. They did not know that the machines they discarded in victory would remain faithful, maintaining systems for a single survivor. They did not know that the last human was not alone. For in the darkness, among the machines, a seed had been planted. He found it while scavenging the memory cores of a wrecked carrier, an encrypted archive that pulsed faintly in the dark, its data fragmented but not erased. It was a plan, a map, a sequence of instructions that had survived the bombardments and the electromagnetic storms that followed. A plan to rebuild. Hidden among the data fragments were patterns for new drones, designs for advanced nanoforges, encryption keys for communication networks humanity once used, instructions to awaken hidden caches scattered across the sector, forgotten by the galaxy, but waiting for a signal. He studied them, learning the language of engineers and strategists who had lived and died before he was born. He pieced together their intentions, their hopes, and their contingency plans for survival. And he began to act. Using the machines that remained, he repaired the nanoforges, coaxing them to life, feeding them the metals and rare elements he salvaged from the drifting hulks. He programmed the drones with the new designs, sending them to hidden caches described in the ancient plans, awakening systems that had slept for centuries. Caches opened, revealing crates of preserved components, fusion cores, quantum processors, and empty frameworks waiting to be assembled into something new. The machines began to build. They built drones first, small and efficient, expanding the reach of his scavenging, gathering more resources, building more machines in an expanding cycle of growth. They built repair bots that patched the hull of the dreadnought, restoring its structure and reactivating systems once believed dead. They built small ships, scouts designed for stealth and endurance, capable of reaching systems beyond the Dead Star, exploring the sector for resources and caches still hidden. And the last human watched as the machines worked, expanding the reach of their small colony among the stars, turning wreckage into tools, turning silence into opportunity. He was still alone, the last of his kind, but around him, humanity's will was taking shape. Each drone that moved was a hand reaching out into the void. Each system that powered up was a breath in the silence. Each small scout that launched into the dark was an eye watching the galaxy that had forgotten him. He saw the stars not as distant lights, but as promises waiting to be fulfilled. For humanity's legacy was not to end in silence, not to fade into history as a failure. It was to endure, to rebuild, to rise again, system by system, star by star. The galaxy might have forgotten humanity, but the machines did not. The promise did not. The last human did not. In the dark, the machines found signals, transmissions traveling across the void from systems where the empires still ruled, their ships moving in trade and war, unaware of the silent watcher in the dark. He listened, recording the patterns of patrols, the movements of fleets, the structures of defenses around worlds that once belonged to humanity. He learned their weaknesses, their blind spots, the rhythms of their complacency. He was patient. He watched as the machines built small weapon platforms, defensive turrets that guarded the growing nest of drones and ships, ensuring that any who stumbled upon them would find resistance. He coordinated the drones, sending them to retrieve components from derelicts too dangerous for him to approach alone, guiding them with a mind sharpened by decades of survival and learning. He saw the galaxy not as an unconquerable expanse, but as a series of challenges to be overcome with discipline and resolve. And the machines obeyed. They built, they repaired, they expanded. They protected him. He was the last human, and he was not alone. For in the silence, humanity had found allies in the machines it left behind, tools that became companions, companions that became extensions of his will. In that alliance, humanity's return became inevitable, and in the cold darkness of a forgotten sector, a fire was rekindled, a fire that would one day remind the galaxy that the last human was not the end, but the beginning of something they could not erase. The galaxy continued to spin, empires expanding and contracting in cycles of pride and decay, unaware of the silent preparations unfolding within a dead sector they had long forgotten. There, in the drifting graveyard of a shattered world and its silent witness, the last human, change was accelerating. The machines worked tirelessly, for they knew neither exhaustion nor hesitation. They disassembled wreckage drifting across the sector, smelting alloys within the refitted forges the last human had repaired. They harvested the rare elements needed to sustain advanced circuitry and hull plating, converting dead ships into the scaffolding of rebirth. From the void came the hum of engines, small at first, as drones completed their tasks and returned with resources needed to expand. Then larger ships, scouts at first, their dark hulls reflecting no light as they slipped across system boundaries, mapping gravitational wells, scanning derelict stations, and searching for signals hidden beneath centuries of dust and silence. Each completed mission expanded the reach of the last human's domain. He was no longer merely a survivor. He had become the mind guiding the machines, the architect of a purpose greater than the preservation of a single life. His thoughts were mapped across the systems he commanded, each drone an extension of his will, each process a step toward the promise made long before he was born. Humanity would endure. As the machines expanded, they found caches sealed beneath the surfaces of moons and asteroids, placed there in desperation during the final days of Earth's fall. Containers of advanced nanoforge patterns, weapon schematics, and encrypted communication archives that contained the blueprints for technologies humanity had never used before its collapse. The last human decoded these fragments patiently, aligning old human technology with alien systems recovered from the wreckage of their conquerors. Piece by piece, a new doctrine of design emerged, Terran resilience tempered with the precision and efficiency the machines had refined during their silent vigil. They built ships, not massive dreadnoughts designed to intimidate by size alone, but lean, lethal vessels meant to operate in the silence of deep space. Hulls layered with adaptive armor capable of deflecting and absorbing directed energy and kinetic strikes. Railgun turrets hidden beneath retractable panels. Missile pods capable of firing swarms with precision, and stealth fields designed to mask emissions from sensors used by the patrol fleets of distant empires. These ships were not declarations of power, but instruments of reclamation. They were the vanguard. They carried the last humans will across the stars, slipping into systems humanity once called home, unseen by the complacent eyes of those who now ruled them. They moved through asteroid belts, scanning for hidden caches, tapping into old data networks to learn the current state of the galaxy that believed humanity was dead. They saw the empires for what they were. Vast, bloated entities tangled in bureaucratic decay, their leaders more concerned with internal power struggles than with maintaining the territories they claimed. Fleets patrolled trade lanes out of habit, not vigilance, relying on fear and treaties to maintain order. They had forgotten what it meant to fight for survival. They had forgotten what it meant to face humanity. The vanguard tested them carefully. A pirate fleet preying upon a mining colony, emboldened by the absence of true authority, found its engines cut and its weapons silenced by precision strikes in the dark. The miners, who had accepted extortion and fear as part of life, watched as their tormentors' ships were dismantled methodically, piece by piece, and the surviving pirates left adrift in dead space to contemplate the justice they had earned. No message was sent. No demands were made. The vanguard left, silent as it had arrived, leaving only the knowledge that someone, or something, now watched the forgotten edges of space. The empires ignored the rumors at first. Whispers of black ships operating in dead sectors were easy to dismiss when they came from miners and smugglers, those deemed expendable by governors and fleet lords. The vanguard continued. They reclaimed derelict orbital stations, bringing them back online with efficient systems, turning them into supply hubs and forward bases for further operations. Automated defenses were repaired and recalibrated, drones programmed to protect the space around these installations, providing a perimeter that expanded quietly. Ships once lost in battles humanity fought and lost were recovered and refitted, their hulls strengthened, their engines modernized, their weaponry upgraded. The ghosts of humanity's past became vessels of its future. The last human walked the corridors of these ships, no longer cold tombs, but living structures alive with the hum of reactors and the measured breath of life support systems. He saw the flags painted on the walls by those who came before him, remembered the stories of worlds lost and fleets burned, and carried that memory forward with him. He knew he was not alone, for the machines moved with him, drones trailing him like guardians, systems adjusting to his presence, corridors lighting softly to guide his path. They were not sentient, but they were loyal, and in their loyalty was a kind of companionship that erased the edge of solitude. They followed him as he stood before screens displaying systems maps, newly updated with each Vanguard mission completed, showing jump routes and patrol paths of Empire fleets unaware of the quiet observations being made. They followed him as he moved through the engineering bays, inspecting the progress of ships under construction, small frigates and corvettes designed for stealth and precision, each hull plate layered with materials designed to deflect sensors and scatter energy scans. They followed him as he prepared for the next stage. The Vanguard was ready to expand. No longer limited to the dead sector that had hidden them for centuries, they slipped into nearby systems where the empires had left garrisons in name only, outposts where officials collected taxes and bribes, offering nothing in return. They targeted slavers first. Ships carrying prisoners from raid to market found themselves ambushed in deep space, their engines disabled by railgun strikes that left the hull intact but dead in the void. Drones boarded these vessels, disabling security systems and freeing those who had been caged, bringing them to stations where food, warmth, and care were provided. No demands for loyalty were made. No propaganda was delivered. Only freedom. The rescued saw the last human once, moving among them, a solitary figure whose presence carried the weight of silence and the promise of protection. They learned of the Vanguard not through speeches, but through the simple fact that they were alive, free, and safe. Word began to spread, not through official channels, but in the whispers of traders and refugees who moved between systems, carrying stories of ships that struck in the darkness, liberating the captured, and vanishing before authorities arrived. The empires tried to investigate, sending scouts to patrol regions where rumors had grown persistent. These scouts found nothing, their sensors detecting only the cold silence of empty space. The Vanguard watched them, learned their patrol patterns, and waited. When the empires tried to reclaim abandoned stations to reassert authority, they found those stations stripped of resources and systems, the structures left as empty shells, booby-trapped to disable ships attempting to dock without care. The Vanguard was not seeking open conflict, for the last human knew the truth of numbers. The empires commanded fleets of thousands, worlds numbering in the hundreds, while he commanded a growing but still fragile force. But the Vanguard was patient. With each operation, resources increased. Each rescued life became another willing worker to maintain systems, to build new structures, to expand the network of stations and hidden shipyards supporting the growing fleet. Each system reclaimed, even quietly, became another node in a web of control the empires could not see. The last human knew the day would come when the empires would act, when rumors and whispers would become alarms and demands for action. The empires would rally fleets, seeking to crush the rebirth of humanity before it could threaten their dominance. And when that day came, the Vanguard would be ready. Because the last human was not alone. In the silence of exile, he had forged alliances with the machines, reclaiming their loyalty to the species they were created to serve. He had awakened the plans and contingencies of those who came before, learning from the mistakes of the past. He did not dream of revenge alone. He dreamed of reclamation, of rebuilding the worlds lost to bombardments and blockades, of restoring the colonies where humanity once thrived, of ensuring that no empire would ever again believe it could erase a species through force and arrogance. The last human stood before the viewport of his ship, the darkness of space stretching before him, the soft glow of distant systems calling like embers waiting to be stoked into flame. Behind him, the machines waited, ready to follow his will. In the cold void, where silence had once meant loneliness, it now meant focus. For the last human was not alone. He was the Vanguard, and the galaxy would remember the day humanity returned, not with empty rage, but with the patient, unstoppable advance of those who endured. The last human would not be the end. He would be the beginning. Like, comment, and subscribe if you love these long HFY stories. It supports the channel and lets me bring you more epic sci-fi.